Hello everyone, I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. I can't believe it, but we are actually at my 4-year YouTube anniversary. Time really does fly. It does not feel like it was a year ago that I was making one of these videos, and so many great things have happened in that time. I did go back and watch my 3-year anniversary and 2-year anniversary videos to kind of see where things are now in comparison to those, and that was really cool to be able to see those changes and differences. At my 2-year anniversary, I was really excited that my channel had hit 100,000 views across all videos, so it took 2 years to get there. And then last year for my 3-year anniversary, I had hit 1 million views across all of my videos on my channel, so that was a huge jump there. Currently, it's at over 2 million, so doubled from last year. So what took me 3 years to get to for 1 million views only took 1 additional year to double. So couldn't ask for anything more than that. I think I was somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 subscribers at my 2-year anniversary, and then somewhere around 5,000 at my 3-year, and now we're over 11,000 for my 4-year anniversary. So again, things are definitely moving in a very steady direction. I'm so excited to have so many new faces and members and people to chat with about Lego. I know in the grand scheme of YouTube, 11,000 might not seem like a lot, but to me, I'm so happy with that number. Of course, the more the merrier, but if growth happens too quickly, sometimes you can get a lot of negativity, and so I'm just happy that 99.9% of my interactions are incredibly positive, because that's what I'm here for, is to just really enjoy the hobby and share my love of Lego with all of you. So with all of that being said, I thought it would be fun to answer some questions. I did ask on both YouTube and Instagram if anyone had questions. I feel like community posts on YouTube aren't seen by a lot of people. Some people might not even know they exist, so I like to also ask on Instagram to make sure I have plenty of questions, although I did get a good amount on YouTube. So I'm going to start with the YouTube ones first, and then if there's any extra time, I will also be answering some that came in from Instagram. And as a heads up, if I don't answer your question, there's probably a good chance that I already answered it, especially if it's something a little more generic, like what was my first set, what got me into Lego, did I have any dark ages. All of those have been answered before, and you can find those in previous videos. I think I did one not too long ago where it's like answering my most asked questions again, so I'll try and link that at the top here, and that one should answer the majority of the kind of generic questions. I did get a lot of questions that I've never gotten before, so I was really happy about that, and I'm really excited to answer those for you all today. So let's get started. I'm gonna try and say some of the usernames for these, but forgive me if I butcher them. So this first one is from Mayo Hosco. What's your favorite generation of road base plates? I had never really thought of this question before, but probably the original ones, where the base plate is just light gray. Kind of like these down here. I did also enjoy the ones that are green along the edges. Not really a fan of the current ones that are buildable. Kind of saw that change coming since they're probably going to be discontinuing base plates in the not too distant future, so I would be stockpiling those while they're still available. Could be wrong. I just feel like that's the direction we're headed. Xanderland_Studios asks, do I think if minifigures didn't exist, would Lego sell as well? I don't think so. I mean, I feel like that's kind of why they invented minifigures in the first place. It just felt like the natural progression of Lego, especially with today's generation. Not that I have anything against like today's generation, but I feel like they require something a little flashier, a little more intricate, and if you took away minifigures, I think they wouldn't really have the same draw. As an adult collector whose emphasis is not on play and is more on the build, I think I would still buy them, but I am a huge fan of minifigures personally, so I don't know, it might have left me behind if they eventually did away with them when I was a kid. I don't know that I would have kept that same love of the sets as an adult. 12 Productions Fun 23 asks, what is your favorite Lego set that you have ever unboxed? And I wasn't really sure if this meant like I found in a bulk lot or just opened a set that I opened that was brand new. So maybe I should come up with 2 answers just in case. Probably that I found in a bulk lot, which I've had so many good bulk lot finds, and was one that I did not know was going to be in there, was the cargo center. As far as I can remember, I don't think I knew that one was going to be in that bulk lot. I should probably go back and rewatch that video just to make sure that's accurate, but I don't remember thinking that I knew that it was in there. I knew it was a vintage lot, but I don't think I knew that set was in there, and that was one of my ultimate bucket lists once as far as vintage town sets go. I think sealed from the box would be my King Leo's castle. I just vividly remember opening that one on Christmas morning, and I just don't think as an adult you can really even beat that original childhood feeling of opening a sealed set and getting to play with it and build it. So I think that would be the case if it was opening it from a sealed box. And then I'm gonna throw a third one at you just in case. It could have been just any set I've ever gotten, in which case I think it would be my monorail, followed closely by the Dark Forest Fortress. Oh, but there's the Yellow Castle. Oh, there's too many options. I don't know, that's just a really hard question. I'll go with King Leo's castle, final answer though, because that one was sealed and I was a kid and I remember it so well. Probably my favorite Christmas. I'm gonna try to say this username accurately. No Problema 9747. If you could do a mix of any two original LEGO themes, which would you choose? They were thinking Blacktron meets Fabuland, which is a wonderful and random pairing. I think I would actually do Belleville and Fabuland together. Just two of the most bizarre kind of looking themes mixed together with non-traditional LEGO minifigures. I don't know if anyone else has seen, but the Fabuland heads will actually fit in the Belleville bodies. And some people have done that. Probably the most cursed images you will ever see, but I think that would be really cool. And that partly inspired my mock, which I will eventually show on YouTube, but I wanted to wait until I've actually displayed it before I show you all what I finally ended up with. So I will display it first, and then I will do a full review of it on YouTube, so anyone who didn't get to see it in person can still see it. I did combine a lot of elements from both of those themes, so I think that would be the coolest thing ever if they brought them back and combine them. Aloha Matthew Shields asks, do you ever have like an existential LEGO crisis? Sometimes I worry I might just be crazy and that's why I'm so obsessed. I would say maybe a little bit. I get a weird amount of guilt about the amount of LEGO I have. Even though I have purchased it over the span of 27 years, sometimes when I'm adding sets to my little list, I start to think, is this too much? Should I be downsizing some of it? Do I deserve all of this? I don't know. I'm a very grateful person and I don't take anything for granted. And I feel like because I'm using it, because I'm sharing it, I shouldn't feel guilty about it. It's the only thing I really buy for myself. Like this shirt that I'm wearing, I've had since high school and I am 32 years old. So I don't really buy myself a lot of stuff. And if I do, I buy secondhand. I try and find good deals. But yes, I would say to some extent, I do have a little bit of existential crisis about this really sort of random collecting thing I've done for 27 years. Am I going to stop though? Absolutely not. Okay, I don't know if I'll say this one correctly, and I'm sorry if it's wrong. This one's from Joe Caros, 2693. Happy 4th anniversary. Any plans to fly to visit Denmark, the home of LEGO, and see all the original sets from day one till now? Currently, no plans. I would absolutely love to do that, but first check mark is getting my student loans paid off. Announcement right now looks like I will be done with them in November of this year. So from there on, it's going to be trying to save for a house. But when I started my YouTube channel, I had just started paying off my student loans. So from start to finish, it will have taken me about 3.5 years. And so then I will be completely debt free. So hopefully if things continue to do well on YouTube, we build a little bit more momentum. I would hope that a home is not too far out. I could be mistaken, we'll see. But then from there, maybe traveling to Denmark. I've never left the country before. I would absolutely love it, but right now it's kind of on the back burner as far as life goals go. But of course that would be amazing. Charles Strap 6377 asks, what do you think LEGO themes will look like in the future? I thought that was a really interesting question. I had never really thought about it before. I think they're just gonna keep getting weirder, at least as far as LEGO originals go. Things were very kind of traditional. Back in the early days, we had just like vehicles, town buildings, then we got some pirates and castle and space. Now now we've had video and hidden side and dreams, and they're just super bright colors and really bizarre minifigures, and I think we've still got a little ways to go, and then the pendulum will swing. I feel like it's swinging just a little bit right now with all of the 90th anniversary stuff, so we're getting some throwback sets and things like that, and I feel like they're going over well, so maybe that will encourage LEGO to bring it back that direction, but I still think they'll be trying a lot more stuff that's kind of digital incorporated, which I'm not a huge fan of. It is what it is. And then hopefully we'll kind of see a push for just some more traditional style Lego. I mean, we got Johnny Thunder back. I never thought I would see that happen, so that was really exciting. Maybe I'm thinking about this too much, but I don't know if anyone else is familiar with like Sad Beige Baby, where kind of like the more current generation of new parents are doing very muted colors, kind of Montessori style learning, and so they don't want these very chaotically colored toys with lots of lights. They don't want things that are digital. They want to emphasize creativity and play, very limited screen time, that kind of thing. So maybe that will help encourage LEGO to kind of go back to some basics, but I think it's still going to be in the distant future. So I think things are going to get weirder for a while, and then maybe they'll bring it back around. I'm going to hope. This one was a multi-part question from Mr. Viscom78. Did LEGO have a golden age? How can a building brick compete in the digital world? Which is kind of what I just talked about. Where would you take the company if you were in charge? I think a golden age is relative, unfortunately. I see this a lot online where people will post and they'll say, oh, 80s kids had it the best, 70s kids had it the best, 90s kids had it the best, early 2000s kids had it the best. And I see a lot of content from a lot of different generations. So I really think it's gonna have felt the best when you were a kid, or when you have the best memories of something. So personally, even though I wasn't getting Lego at the time, I think the 80s and 90s were my favorite era of Lego, but I go as far as maybe 2012 to 2013-ish. Basically when they stopped doing 4-digit sets, I think for me personally, that's kind of when things drastically changed and the super high piece counts came in, and I'm just not a fan of that particular style. So I think the golden age of Lego is just whatever you think the golden age of Lego is. Whatever the happiest memories and your favorite builds would be. So personally, I think the 80s and 90s, but to the color change around 2004 probably would be my favorite stuff. But there was some great stuff that came out between 04 and 2013 that I also really liked. So I think it's just personal preference. I think kind of, again, like I was saying for the last question, how can it compete with the digital world? I think there is a pushback against the digital world, so I think it's actually in a really good spot to continue competing. Sometimes people just want to escape a screen, and so kind of just doing a build, maybe you watch a TV show or something while you're doing it, but kind of zoning out and not the instant gratification of TikTok or shorts or reels, whatever you want to call it, every 30 seconds or less. I think that's coming back a little bit more, and people are trying to be more present in the real world, so I think Lego will continue to thrive and survive and maybe be a big push for that, which I think is amazing. The last part of your question, where would you take the company if you were in charge? I'm actually going to save that, and I'm going to do an entire video dedicated to that. I'm going to do, if for Bricks and Giggles was CEO of Lego, what would I do? So that will be a future video. It got me so excited just thinking about what I would do that I was like, I can't answer this in a few seconds, so I'm going to save it for its own video. Nick of Zoe, hopefully. If Lego didn't exist, what would be your thing to do, collect, love, and be passionate about? I have no idea. Since I do this as a job as well as a hobby, I think I would be completely lost without this. Honestly, it's kind of scary to even think about what I would be doing if I didn't have Lego. I used to be really into working out. I was a personal trainer for a long time, and I still enjoy that kind of stuff. And since that was kind of my whole life too, I was doing that as a hobby as well as a job. Seems like that's kind of the way I do things. I guess I would probably still be in the health and wellness field, probably still personal training, because I did enjoy that. It was a lot less time consuming than Lego and being my own boss. Sometimes I miss that kind of split between personal and professional because there's only so much I could do at home to work out. If I didn't have clients, I just didn't train. When I'm at home, Lego is always here, so I always feel like there's something to do, work related. But yeah, that's probably what I would be doing, excessively working out and being a personal trainer. I don't know how to pronounce this one, but they asked, what is my opinion on Captain Rex, the Y-Wing set controversy? I'm kind of a trouble instigator, I won't lie. So I think it's kind of funny that people spent crazy money to get something and then they put it in literally one of the cheapest sets you could possibly get for a Star Wars set. Obviously, I didn't buy the UCS set that contained Rex. I would like to get the Microfighter though. It's a cute set. Sometimes I think it's kind of funny that LEGO will check collectors that way and kind of put them in their place, especially for the resale market. I am a reseller and I enjoy making big money off of teeny tiny pieces of plastic, but I will never complain or be upset if LEGO puts something back into production and it decimates the resale value. I'd rather have the parts back or the minifigures back than worry about resale price. But that's just me personally. Another one I'm not going to try to pronounce because it's in a different language. So I did use the, like the translate by Google. This person said they like taking Lego sets apart after building them, mixing them all, and building something completely new out of them. Would you also take your Lego sets apart and reassemble them? If it's a set, it's staying a set. That's just how I've been since I was a kid. It's how I was raised. No sets were getting lost to the bucket unless we got a duplicate of a set. We kept one together and then we could use the duplicate one for parts. That was a very, very rare occasion. But with BrickLink, if I want to build something of my own imagination, I'll just buy the parts that I want from a set and then build it. I wouldn't just take a set apart and then kind of mix it in with other stuff, if that makes sense. Until now, I've been a very by the instructions kind of person, which applies to most things in my life, but I have enjoyed this so much. I am already planning a mock for next year, which I never thought would be the case. So I stand by keeping sets together. I don't want to just build them and then take them apart and put them in a bin. Not my personality type, but I do like now buying just random parts when I'm inspired by something with the idea of making a mock. So actually there were plenty of great ones on YouTube, so I think I'm going to keep all of the ones I got from Instagram and I will use them for a future video. If I didn't answer your question, again, I probably answered it in a previous video, so definitely check out some of the older ones. There are lots of random tidbits of information about me in those videos. Thank you all again for making this possible, for watching my content, for making YouTube such an amazing community to be a part of. When I started my channel, I was absolutely terrified of being on camera. I think at this point I have taken down all of my very earliest videos. I still have them, they're just privated because they're just so embarrassing to go back and rewatch, but I'm glad I have them. And if you're ever considering starting your own YouTube channel or any kind of social media, I always highly recommend it. I think as you get older, unless you are just someone who is very into photography, we stop taking pictures of ourselves, we stop recording ourselves. And so it's really nice to have kind of this digital library of my life from the last 4 years, and I can see all of the changes and document a lot of my Lego life, but if you want to, you can document more of your life. And so having all of that is amazing. So again, highly recommend if you're looking to start a YouTube channel or any kind of social media, go ahead and do it. You don't have to upload anything to make it public if you don't want to, but you'll never regret having all of that footage of yourself for the future. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and if you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. There are already over 50 episodes available. See you all next time.